Hello, Mark Donegan, self healing practitioner and educator, ordained minister, aka Goldilocks. Uh, Nicotine and weed. I'm not living off it, but it's what's getting me through right now. And I want to talk about the weed first before I forget what was on my mind. My little brother died at 34 about 20 years ago, a heroin overdose. And I saw him about an hour before, and he gave me his last bud. We both were in extreme pain. And yeah, I have some regret, but it is what it is. He hit the street, got some bad heroin, and died. And I always think, because since that time, at one point, about 10 years ago, we pulled a guy off the streets of San Francisco that wanted to. He was a heroin addict, and we took him out in the mountains and we gave him tincture, and he had no withdrawal symptoms. So I learned that, at that point, exactly how much tincture it takes and how much that costs. And I keep telling people those numbers. It's extremely high to be medically treated with weed. And I so wish my little brother would still be alive because I can't afford enough to be medically treated. But I just took a couple of hits of this really good indoor I bought for 20 and 8, and we used to sell weed at 65 and 8, both he and I, for years. That was, the price crawled up. It was dirt cheap. It was $20 for Mexican brickweed in the beginning, and then if you wanted green, you ran up to Mendocino County and you got the green, man. And that was back in the running and gunning days. This place has a history. So, yeah, I miss him because he was the one that brought me up here, and he was the one that first took me up in the mountains, running and gunning the weed, and then he was the one that got slowed down by his pain and opiates and the lack of knowledge of how to treat that pain, and accept the fact that some people have to be on opiates for life, even at starting at a young age, but not at the dosages that he and I both received, which is enough to kill most human beings. So he and I both knew that we could die at any day. So, I mean, it crushed me when he died because that was the first for me. I've had many since, and I'm pretty much alone now. I'm the eldest male in the family now. Uh, last of three brothers. And nicotine, I keep smoking frickin' cigars, man. It's just kind of I was talking with my therapist a lot about it, and he's not concerned. But I'm trying to get regimented because I have to regiment my pain medication. I have so little that I even want to do less than that, so I got some backup, right? And it's tough, man. Those are days I can't even get up, so I'm getting a feel for how much pain I'm in. It's pretty fucking incredible, and what my abilities are. Because I see the surgeon next week, and I'll be asking for another surgery. He ain't gonna do it if I'm smoking. So, um, yeah, I started taking Chantix. That really helps, and you have to be consistent. I have not been consistent up until about a week ago. So now the next step is to set the quit date in my mind. And I've been reducing. It's just like every day I keep telling myself it's the last day, the last day, the last day. Well, I'm pretty good at getting to that last day. I've done it like 4 times in the last 3 years because of surgeries or workups for surgeries, and then getting pissed off afterwards and smoking again. And this surgery, I went to smoking right afterwards. It was like the first fucking thing I did. In fact, I remember I had the guy, I was in a haze. Coming from the hospital, I had the dude stop at a store and get me a cigar and make him wait while I smoked that fucker. Uh, so my movement's going pretty. I'm sore as fuck. I'm in a lot of pain. Afternoons are always bad. So I was same way before. Now it's just kind of worse because I need a nap, and then after a nap, I'm trash. So it's like that's half the day gone. So I do jam in the morning. I usually get an hour of meditative movement outside after I smoke my cigar. It's like a if I am when I know it was when I don't smoke, I don't go outside. It's tough. I have to force myself very hard. And then I've been doing the exercise cycle every day but today, so that's another reason I'm in a lot of pain today. Is I'm not in extra pain, but I'm in extra pain because I went out with Monk again to breakfast this morning, and I'm doing that kind of now much as possible because Monk's moving to Martinez, and I'm going to miss that Monk. He's 80 years old. He's got dementia. He goes after two young of girls for 80-year-old and that wants to save babies. I mean, he's a monk, but he's not much of a monk, So I have to be straight up. And he's been drinking a lot of wine lately, but that's another reason I want him to move because he lives upstairs at the actual stairway, and he just refuses to move. It's been an ongoing thing for 3 years now with Monk. But at 80 years old and going down those particular wooden stairs, it's not like hip breaking your hip. You're going to break a neck and the hip. So I'm in a miss Monk. Uh, but he does need to move on because he gets taken advantage of ever since I've known him. And he's unhappy. Um, and he's very logical about feeling like he's at the end of his mission. He's not an ignorant man, that's for sure. In fact, I was just finding out today he's only spent 8 years in Ukiah. He spent most of the rest of his 80 years moving around, and apparently, I don't know a lot about him, but spent a lot of time in San Francisco in an abbey. Actually, that's where he became a monk, and he knows a lot about San Francisco. And I lived down there for 3 years, plus traveling down there for 30, and plus, um, so I know that city damn well too. But he knows a whole bunch of other cities. Monk travels, so he don't care where he goes. So Martinez, where the fuck? Well, Martinez is East Bay, and there's fucking nothing there. It's in the middle of goddamn suburbia. And I don't know, monks in all into the Catholic Church, like a monk should be. And apparently there's Catholic Church stuff going on in Martinez. Oh shit. So yeah, gonna lose one of my friends here. Probably one of my best friends. Uh, yeah, definitely. Monk and I have a lot of deep conversations, and we also meet a lot of people. That's how we met. I knew him from the streets from Laws Avenue. And I lived on Laws Avenue. I'd bike State Street and walk State Street sometimes, like every day. And I would see that old guy, and I'd always see him messing with street people he shouldn't be messing with. And I finally I heard on the street what the deal was that he was helping people, and people were taking advantage of him, and they liked it because I got it from the street people end. So when I moved in here, it was just happened to me across the street. I didn't fucking know. And then, I've been talking and working with Monk for 3 years. So, it's basically like anybody that I know. I don't care who you are, friend or family. I feel like, I work with people. That's just a natural state of what I do, how I think. And, yeah, interesting. So yeah, I haven't talked to my daughter, so that's a rough deal. Not talking to my daughter and grandson, son-in-law. Uh, I miss them a lot, so that's rough. My anxiety things are off the hook because of just life, and then I'm in basically I'm in more, but I'm in three main different medical systems. Um, uh, my pain provider's in Adventist. Um, my surgeon at UCSF, and so I have four, and then I have a VA. I'm VA. I have VA everything, double backups, and then I have a civilian general practitioner at this place called Hillside Clinic. So that's actually four major. Yeah, I said three because I get medications from three, which is abnormal, and I've been having tons of problems with that lately. Tons of problems. Uh, just fucking crazy. But yeah, when you got three prescribing doctors and you have as many problems as I got, it gets wild. And like my kidney doctors, I keep explaining to people, the way they describe how the kidney works and the actual supplements that I need to combat this lack of red blood cells. And because I have an ulcer, and we have to be so fucking careful because my ulcer, I've done good. My ulcer's gotten better. My kidneys have gotten better. My stretching is full on. I can move my arms above my head. I still have problems coming to doing this, but I've gotten stronger. So I've overcome the nerve stuff, but it's still there. So it's like it actually hurts more now that I've gotten stronger. So it's like a trade off. But yeah, in the middle between the shoulder blades, it burns like fire in there, and it's done that for the last 4 or 5 years. It's part of this scoliosis, and that's why I wanted it fixed, and along with the rest. So it's a big week next week. I find out whether he agrees with me that that should be done now, or that we wait and see. Because he's not going to tell me no, because he knows me. So the worst he's going to do is tell me is, let's wait and see, and if you need it, we'll do it. Is what he'll probably tell me, because he's already lied to me once, motherfucker. My surgery, this particular surgery, got canceled 3 times. I worked up for it 3 fucking different times. One time it got canceled 24 hours beforehand. But I've had worse things. I've been on the operating table, rolled into the operating room, and it's been canceled for fucking blood pressure once. So I know now to take my damn Valium before I go in there. But now I got so many other problems. Again, especially with my blood. But I've learned so much about my blood. So I'm feeling pretty freaking confident. The next step with that is to learn how to do natural foods, to get those things in the right foods that work for my stomach. That I was about to say herbs, but I've learned, now that the herbs, I did so many probably the wrong herbs, experimenting around. My one of my other handles is alchemy, and fuck, I've tried everything, and I've had so many things that are supposed to kill people, especially the three brown recluse bites I had. They put me through hell, and I moved to Shasta County to die because I had one they tried cutting out and they couldn't cut out. And I pushed it towards my spine accidentally. That's when I learned the power of a tennis ball on your back when you apply pressure. So I've actually pushed it back outward. I told somebody that story recently. That's the power of a tennis ball when you get down on it every day and you focus it. I was focusing it right on the spider bite, man, trying to make it disperse into my body, and it just got worse. It was like a little, what ended up being in my mind was like a little speck of dust that was foreign to my body, and my body was doing everything to fight it, and it built up that it was killing me. It built up a big lump that went into my muscles and nerves. And when the doctor was trying to cut it out, he says, I can't cut it all out. It's going in your nerves. That's when I knew that I kind of was fucked. But then it went systemic when I was pushing on it all the time and spreading it out into my body. And I was so sick. And then they did me a year of antibiotics. And doctors today keep giving those fucking things to me. And I keep telling them they don't listen to my history, man. And it pisses me off. During surgery, I had a hard time because how many antibiotics they pumped in IV. And then coming home, they put me on some major shit. And I went in on them because I had a tooth infection. And I can't even believe they did surgery when I had a tooth infection. I'm on antibiotics. They canceled me twice before for other little shit, I thought. And then I got a broken tooth, big old infection. And they go, oh, okay, fine, we'll do major surgery on you. And I'm like, Jesus, things are going to happen in life. Yeah. One step at a time. Oh, and then the last thing I want to talk about is that my kidneys got better, but kidney doctors and I again had this long talk, and they they always show so much concern from day one, like I'm their special patient out of all of my teams of doctors. And then they always bring in the head doctors who, same way, always looks me straight in the eye and tells me my time is short and this thing could fuck up at any time and I better take care of it. And I tell people that they get upset. They get mad at me that I'm telling them that my end is imminent. And I'm only 64. I understand that. But I never thought I was going to get it past like 75 or 76. I never wanted to. Now that I've watched life, seen most of the people that get past 80, I don't want to. I've had a living will for 15 years. I keep reminding everybody lately. So I don't know why people get hung up on that deal. Because I went through all this pain for this surgery, and I'm going to go through all the pain for this next one if I need it. It was all about because I knew my time was short, and I didn't want these surgeries later if I live that long, right? And if I don't, I want it done, and I want a few good years. That's why I train so fucking hard through these surgeries because as soon as they're done, I want to be able to live life as much as possible. Wiggle every way, feel every one of the 650 something muscles in my body. That's all I care about. I don't want to lift weights, be super strong. I want to feel everything and I want to have full movement and I want to be free. Whether I'm pain free or not, I want my body to be free and move like water, not even like water, like an ocean, like a power surge, tide. That's me. For all of us, we have good times and bad times, but I especially surge. If I have a good time, I try to go with it. If I have a bad time, I'm learning to hunker down. And I've always had the extreme things. So this blood thing, and I'm pre-leukemic. I've been that way a long time because when your red blood cells are low and your white are high, like you have an infection all the time, that's what they call you. And I've been that way for about 5 years now. My daughter, right at the same time, she had an event where she thought she was leukemic, or she tested leukemic, and then she's not now. So you can change your blood. Because her and I, at the time, I was talking with her about all the things I was taking. There's things you can take to get oxygen on your red. Niacinamide, very simple one. I was telling the guy today, I couldn't believe he didn't know it. I learned it when I was 15 years old, believe it or not, weightlifting. You take niacin or niacinamide, Niacinamide doesn't flush. I hate the niacin that flushes your body and flushes your face. You actually get red in the face. It's funny as hell. Dudes look red like they're on roids, but you take this niacinamide and it puts oxygen in your blood. That's why your skin will turn red. But the niacinamide doesn't do that. So you just get the oxygen into your blood. There's also these things called oxygen or something or others, and they're a supplement that do the same thing. And then I have pure hydrogen peroxide, which will burn through your skin. Um, but a lot of people believe in it, and you put a drop, and you start with one drop in a glass of water, and then two, three, go up to like six maybe. You need to look that up. I don't never did more than one or two because of my stomach. I've always had an ulcer issue, so one or two, and it did bother my stomach, and but it still it puts hydrogen in your body. But lately, I found on Amazon this little frickin' thing here. It's amazing. I never heard of one, but it's the same concept. It put hydrogen in it. This draws the hydrogen out of the water and makes it bioavailable to your body, right? So it's the same thing. It's getting uh, hydrogen, oxygen into your bloodstream. So it it you charge it with a USB. Of course, everything's like that now. It's got one button you turn on. It goes for 3 minutes. You get somewhere where you can see it, and it frickin' bubbles. There it goes, and it sits there and bubbles. And I've checked it all out. You can do. I've done so far. I've done 3 cycles on one just to see how oxygenated it can get, and it turns a different color every time. And it doesn't stop bubbling. I mean, because I thought I would sit and watch it, and it would do this little misty, bubbly thing for a second. It doesn't. It sits and does this misty, bubbly thing for the whole cycle. And then one lady said it has an ozone smell when you take off the lid, and when you take off the lid, it definitely has a smell. Uh, Not much of one, but there's a smell there that I don't recognize, and it doesn't bother me. I went ahead and took a drink right away just to see, because I wanted to see what it tasted like. Because it's also supposed to be easier on your stomach. So it was, and it also um, I bought spring water at the store to make sure I get, because you can't use unfiltered or distilled. It's got to have, I guess, minerals in it. And so I got some from the store to make sure it was really good water. And yeah, it seems to help. How much I don't know, because I started doing this the same time I started taking my vitamin regimen, and my energy picked up like 200%. And I went again, applied that to cycling, thinking that was going to pay off into my body, and it didn't. It just I I gained muscle for sure. I'm stronger, but I'm way sore, almost to the point where I feel like I may have broken something. So I was just realizing, and life's going fast. There's so many things happening that I don't have total control when I could take time down. And I'm even missing meetings, which is blowing my mind. But it is for a reason, because I missed this last supervisor's meeting. It's in Willits. I couldn't have made it anyways, but I was going to do it on Zoom. And that meeting popped off at the beginning. The rest of it was pretty well dead. There's the whole cycle. So you can see it's still bubbling. Oh, interesting. So, just to show you, let me see. I will pop the lid. There's no pressure. You can see it's it's a slightly hazy color. It's just, that was totally clear water when I started. No taste, not bubbly, tastes soft, and not like salted soft water. Tastes less soft than that. Has a little taste to it. So I'm gonna pop it one more time. We're gonna get this freaking thing so it can be seen. See? Second cycle. Bubbles like just like it was the first cycle. So how much oxygen is in that water? How discolored will it get? Because I wouldn't say it was brown. It was dusty colored. So, anyways, hydrogen peroxide, a couple drops in, and I wouldn't buy that shit in the store and try that shit. That's not made to be internal. It's totally a different thing. This stuff I'm talking about is 100% hydrogen peroxide. It's industrial cleaning fluid, is what it is. That's the only place you can get it, except for super weird health stores that might carry it. And I found a friend that found one of those health stores, and he gave me a vial that's pretty one of those fat vials. That's enough to last me if I was using it every day 2 years. And so and it doesn't go bad, so I have it forever. I got some really cool herbs and supplements over there that could save your ass. I had them all during COVID. In fact, I had a whole regimen down for COVID, and I know it would have worked, but I never got sick enough to try it. So I was disappointed. Because once you fight so many viruses, like that spider bite was basically a virus. It was a autoimmune attack, and most of our illnesses are autoimmune, um, like rheumatoid arthritis, which is the way they view me because I'm arthritic and I'm sore all over. So, um, and I do get inflammation easy with the weather. So, it's crazy. It's a fight. It's a fight. This little fucker, it's still bubbling, but you can hardly see it because the water's starting to. Holy shit, the water's really starting to get discolored. Because I'm looking at it close and I can see the bubbles, but I'm looking at it on the screen and I'm seeing no bubbles. Oh, okay. And even now I'm looking. That's it. There might be no more bubblies in there. It's only bubbling down towards the bottom. Shit, gotta hold that up there high. um, so I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna take a lid off it and let it get. And that's another thing. I believe, and we'll find out. I'm sure I'll be dragging myself along here. So that's how clear it is now. We'll look at it in about 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, and it's gonna be clear. I believe it has been in the past, anyways. Oh boy. So I've been dragging on for 30 minutes, and I kind of did mean to diary this out because there is so freaking much going on. And then again, I've missed some meetings, a lot of politics going on right now. The lady I stood behind is back in office, and the county officials are being attacked at a level I've never seen before in the paper. And I'm going to be speaking in another week or so. And I feel coming that's going to be a big deal. And I hope I don't get nervous because I have no idea what I'm going to say or get into. But I know I'm going to be getting into it with somebody in particular, or a group, which is even worse. So when you go after a group, you got a bunch, you make 100 enemies. Because when I went after the union, that's what happened, and I may have to go after the union. This may be even going after the union. That's what made me think about it. So we will see. Um, but yeah, missed that one up in Willits. I don't like missing those meetings or missing my 3 minutes of putting in my 2 cents about the government, county government that goes on here. And if y'all don't know, wherever you live, that's the most important piece in government that there is, the county government. Not the state, not the feds, and not the city. The city, most of your cities like ours, it's just little bickering, infighting over little bullshit I can't even keep up with. And then state and federal, there's no talking to them people unless you're part of the machine. So county is what affect is where that state and federal money. The county exists to spread that money out. That's its role. It actually has no money of its own. At least not now. Ours don't. So we'll see about that concept. I'm just learning, so we'll see. Right now, that's what they're talking about in our county's budget, and they're wanting to fire the CEO. So I don't know enough to make an intelligent conversation yet, but I got a feeling I will in about a week. And on that note, I'm going to sign off. Peace out. I've been throwing all day.